Hello.
No.
Yeah, okay, fine. I guess we'll keep it. Whatever. It's a joke no one will get.
Oh, you scared me.
Anyway, since
I see you sitting there in the.
Since you're spooked now, welcome to JaCornsCorner 2022.
Yeah.
We're doing something different this year. Instead of watching more modern scary movies, we're watching old-timey scary movies.
Yeah.
Like Dracula, like you can see in the title and the.
Now let me tell you something. How Dracula became the thing it is with that guy's face, I for sure thought he would have killed the franchise.
So I was watching the bonus after you went away, and apparently women back then were just like, man, that dude's hot.
You want to know a fun fact? So you can direct your hate towards Small Town Murder because this is where I heard it from. They're another podcast, but their demographic is like, I think 60% women and 40% males or something like that, or something maybe a little higher than women.
Mm-hmm.
But majority of people who watch the murder shows, like murder mysteries, stuff like that, is women.
Yeah.
So women just find, men who kill them attractive. It's weird.
Well, Dracula never killed anybody in this movie, technically, maybe. No, I think he might have killed somebody. He kind of killed a whole boat. Anyway.
A bunch of women.
No, it was a bunch of...
No, I think the wasn't the slave guy? Wasn't he the one that killed all the guys? That was like his reward.
He might have.
The movie didn't really make it clear.
Okay, so it's. I don't know if we really need to do a rundown of this plot, but like.
Spoilers.
Let's just do it fast, I guess.
1930s.
So, the real estate man goes to Dracula's house.
I'm sorry, you said we're gonna do this fast, and you like stopped.
Well, I was trying to figure out what this guy's name was, and I just realized that.
They call him Phil 2.0.
Well, this would be Phil Beta, or Alpha.
This would be Phil's grandpappy.
Yeah. Sorry, Phil. Anyway, so the real estate man goes to Dracula's castle because Dracula's like, I'm gonna buy some land in London,
and everybody's like, don't go to Dracula's house. Like, they're like, oh, don't do that. And he's like, why? I want to go. Let me go now. We can't be that bad. I got papers for him to sign.
So he goes to Dracula's house, promptly gets vampired, or thralled, or whatever.
He got roofied.
Yeah, he did. Dracula offered him some wine, and he's like, yeah, I'll just...
He put like a little pill in there. The guy drank it, and he's like, oh, me!
I'm getting the vapors.
He doesn't talk like that.
No, but his body gestures do.
I can't stand no more. And then Dracula has sex.
Yeah, he goes for the crotch, and then yeah, and now we're on the set of Deadliest Catch at 2 times speed or something like that, and they all die. And so when the authorities find
of all the fucking places you could have gone to, there, you're like, now we're on a set with the tuna catchers or whatever, Deadliest Catchers, and they all die. Like, the boat was going to England or London. Nope, they all die. Why we on this boat? They die.
What's happening?
You're like trying to get me to spit my water out when I'm drinking. They die.
Anyway, the authorities find Phil Alpha.
He's like crazy. He's like, yeah.
Let me eat some bugs. That's what I want to do. So they lock him up, and then the next 50 minutes is just Dracula causing mischief.
Yeah, he sees a woman in the street. He's like, yeah, you're dead now.
He just, let me give you a hug.
You die.
And then he goes to see a play, and then he hypnotizes some people, and then eventually the Van Helsing catches on that he's a vampire because he gets really lucky. sees that Dracula's not in the mirror. Like, this really dumb scene of just...
Yeah, and he fucking tells John, who's an idiot, he thinks with his dick, we'll find out later, and he's like, look at that, John. He's not in a reflection. John's like, oh, well, I'm going to ignore everything that you give me.
But my wife, she's acting strange. So we get to the...
John's a millennial. A pre-millennial.
I mean, he did have those weird, like, business shorts.
He did.
No explanation, just, they're like business pants.
Yeah, you know, when you look, people are like, what the fuck's going on? The movie has this part where it just loses, it goes off the tracks, and you're like, why the fuck is this scene in here?
There's a whole lot of just like...
But like, when you look at old pictures, I've never seen these pants back then. These were like pants are like 50 years ahead of its time. That people looked at and was like, what the fuck's wrong with his pants?
I think what it is I think he rolled his like pants up.
Oh, and that's what his socks were there.
Yeah, and that's just his socks down there. But like, it still looked weird. But anyway, so John's wife, Mina, gets Dracled. And
I just think at the very end. So stupid it is.
And so Van Helsing's like, yo, here's some weeds. Make sure she doesn't take it off. Don't open the window. And then Mina just like crawls out the window and comes on the balcony. He's like, I'm fine now.
John's like, she's fine!
Yeah, you can just leave, nurse lady, whatever.
And he gets attacked by a bat. He's like, oh, this bat. Don't want to get in your hair.
Yeah, he's just like swinging at the air. He's not even swinging at the bat. Like, he's throwing like fucking haymakers out.
And then Mina's like talking to the bat, or talking to Dracula, because Dracula's the bat. And she's like, yes, I'll do it. And he's like, what'd you say? She's like, I didn't say anything. And then Van Helsing comes up with the cross. And then John gets the cross in his hand and burns his wife.
Yeah,
and then John goes, well, let me put that away, because this is not...
Yeah, he just shoves it in her face, and then... Like, it doesn't do anything until she realizes it's right in her face, and then she's like, oh, shit! So, meanwhile, Phil Alpha's being weird. Like, he's now eating rats, I guess, and he sneaks out of his cell somehow.
Yeah, somehow he's got it like 3 times now.
He just does that.
And this guard's just like, the milkman? I don't know. You call him the milkman.
Yeah, he was wearing a milkman's hat. So the guard shows up later too, and he's like, he's got his gun, and they're like, don't shoot the bat, you can't kill it. And he's just like, you're all crazy.
And he looks at the girl who's like a maid, and he's like, sometimes I think you're crazy. And the girl goes like, yep.
And then he just backs off.
And never see him again.
He's just gone.
But so this is when I said earlier that it goes off the rails. Is, you know, the dad of Mina calls the guards. He's like, hey, Phil 2.0 is up here.
No, this is Alpha Phil.
Alpha Phil is up here. And so he comes up here, and then all he starts complaining about something. I was like, what the fuck are you complaining about? And then it's just that just goes off the rails, and that's when he takes Phil away, and then he brings a gun out.
Yeah, after Phil eats a person. I think.
Yeah, we don't really know. Every time something happens, they cut away.
So anyway, Dracula and Van Helsing have a dick measuring contest where Dracula's like, do my bidding, and Van Helsing's like, no. Anyway, I know the land that you bought. I'm gonna tear it down brick by brick, and I'm gonna find your dirt coffins, and I'm gonna stab you. And Dracula's like, try it, bro. And then he just leaves. And so they follow Alpha Phil back to Dracula's hideout.
Because he breaks out again.
Yeah, he just...
Milkman, he bailed, and he's like, well, Phil, you're out.
So, like, John and Van Helsing just coincidentally find him. Dracula's walking down the stairs really slowly with his new wife. And, they open up the door, John and Van Helsing open the door, and Dracula's like, oh, they followed you, you're dead now. And then Phil died.
We don't know if he's dead, but he's never seen
No, he fell down the stairs like a sack of potatoes.
I wouldn't say sacrifice. He lightly fell down the stage. He's like, all right, let me roll once. Okay, stop. Let me roll again. All right, let me roll off the side.
So, Dracula just kind of bails. Like, this is the fastest we've ever seen him move. Like, he's power walking out of there. And so Van Helsing and John enter the catacombs, and John is completely beyond help at this point. He's just like, Myrna! 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 That's all he does. And Van Helsing's like, yo, get me, like, something to hammer this stake into Dracula's heart. And John barely does that. And then Van Helsing stabs.
Well, no, he finds the coffin. So he finds both coffins of Dracula and Mina. And they're both sleeping. Now, Dracula, here's the thing. I'm going to say it. Dracula deserves what he got. What a fucking idiot. Like, he's just like, well, they're not going to find me back here. Time to go to sleep.
Well, I think the movie kind of, like, has some throwaway lines. Like, they found his quote-unquote living body. So maybe Dracula's always been just kind of an
Don't
astral...
defend this shit.
Okay.
No, I'm just...
I'm thinking maybe Dracula was just an astral projection.
I mean, this was when I was going to the bathroom. So I mean,
but anyway, so Van Helsing kills Dracula off screen. We hear a thud sound.
That's what fucking Dracula said.
We hear a thud, and then Dracula's just over there groaning.
And then we look at Mina, and she's like doing the the old face, you know, the and she's like, oh, John!
And everybody lived happily ever after.
Not me.
Yeah, because you've got like 5 more movies to watch.
Now, I don't want to set any expectations. I don't think it'll be any funny like the next ones. This one you just come out there, they're dead! Dead! On the boat! Dead! That girl fell on the ground! Dead! Dracula, dead!
Well, we knew that from the start.
Dead. Worse than dead. He's dead.
I can't see your finger gesture. I'm just really selling it. It's just your point.
Don't fucking get the dead.
It's like an Oprah show, but instead of getting a free car, you're dead.
You're dead. You're dead.
Everyone in the audience
is dead. This boat dead.
The boat wasn't alive to begin with.
Do we see anybody else? But they're dead. Newspaper dead. Dracula, he wanted to sleep. Dead. He thought he got away. No, he's dead.
So is there anything else besides everybody being dead?
Dead. No. Like I said before, this dude, his face is just ugly as fuck. Like he's going for a kissing face. He's like, it's like, how did we get franchise after franchise of this dude? And he's so stupid. Why would you go in a coffin when you're being chased by 2 guys who would kill you?
Because he doesn't know that they know how to stake him.
What a misunderstanding of the enemy. This dude, the Van Helsing is not being controlled by your mind control. I'd be like, I'm out. One person already is against me. I'm gone. I'm going to America. They won't look at this shit.
But like, he's Dracula. He's supposed to be like
smart. Yeah, no, he's not in this one.
I mean, he's really not.
His kid's probably smarter than him. Hey, maybe I shouldn't go to sleep when they're chasing me. That might be a very stupid idea.
I mean, he bought real estate. He has to stay there.
They ain't gonna come into my house.
Yeah, Dracula and his roommates, the fucking armadillos.
One actually fun fact that we watched as we were waiting. We watched the what was it?
The Road to Dracula.
The Road to Dracula, and the girl, her uncle was the owner of Universal.
Yeah, there was a character with a really small bit role at the very beginning.
And she claims because she got to be one of the actors. It's a very they're in this wagon with being pulled by horses, and she's like, I got a bunch of fan mail from that. I'm like, I don't even remember who the fuck you were.
She got to say the first lines of the movie. And I don't even know what she said. That's what the fan mail was. It was, what was your line? You just said a whole bunch of, like, sounds.
Actually, my favorite part of this movie is that they're in Transylvania, I think.
At the very beginning.
And there's these people who don't speak English at all. It's only the first fucking scene, and the rest, they all speak perfect English.
Yeah, no, it was just a whole lot of, like...
It's like... No subtitles? I mean, I say probably subtitles weren't a thing back then.
No, there was subtitles in the setup.
Was it really?
Yeah, I was goofing around when I was setting this up, and there was subtitles for the hard of hearing and the deaf in the setup.
It'd be interesting to see what the people said.
I like to assume they just said.
I like to assume that they're like, fuck, we don't know what the fuck they're saying.
Speaks in tongue.
Speaks in Transylvanian.
Yeah, there you go.
The other funny fact we learned, well, I learned, probably a lot of people who are watching this, if they're watching this after the whole dead thing, is the dude who wrote Dracula never went to Transylvania.
Yeah, he just made a whole lot of wild assumptions.
It's like I told Jay, I was like, yeah, Transylvania had Godzilla. And then Japan's like, well, hey, we'll take Godzilla. This is our thing. And then they're like, what? Why do we get stuck with this fucking guy who's like stupid? Who sleeps?
It was
when he's being chased.
It was daytime.
No, it wasn't.
No,
it was nighttime.
It was the final minutes.
He scrimmaged right out. He's like, you ain't getting me, motherfuckers. He had enough time to put his wife in the casket, and he's like, all right, I'm going to bed now. Ow! Oh! Sticking to her! Oh! That was stupid of me! Oh!
Oh god, if he was just making that when he died,
he was
all the way off, like all the way through that entire thing. Like he just hams it up to 11.
Oh man! Oh damn! Oh, I fucked up! Oh Jesus! Okay, I please don't come to the next episode expecting me to be laughing. Unless the only reason I'm laughing is because Jacob's like, dead. The smoke. We're just gonna move on. Dead. Doesn't give any of them that they're all sitting there, actually working. They're on the waves. They're like going back and forth with the wheel. Jacob's like, nope, fuck it, dead. That's what I'm gonna explain away. Dead. Alpha Phil, kill them all. Dead. Moving on. Lady, dead. England, fucked.
No, they're talking.
Van Helsing, he fucked Dracula. Dead. I'm just keep going to see how much you're gonna laugh. Once I know that you're gonna stop laughing,
it's starting to hurt. Actually,
I'm just like I said, keep going because you continue to laugh. I don't know if anybody else is laughing. First, I'm like, fuck this, I'm dead. Dislike, I'm out.
No, I think this is one of our better ones.
This will be a probably first video in like what 2 years of doing this channel that we actually had fun doing it. Just because you said dead.
Yeah. Okay, so that's Dracula, 1931.
Again, please don't come tomorrow expecting the comedy. I don't know if it's gonna happen.
It won't. I know what's next.
I mean, as long as James sets me up for the volleyball, I might smack it. I don't know. I know you tried to end this numerous times. I keep going.
You're putting a lot of pressure on me. Anyway, let's give this a rating. I don't know.
A rating out of what? 100?
Out of 10. I'm giving it a dead.
Damn it! I was literally. Well, I don't know. Okay, what was the rating out of?
Out of 10.
Out of 10? Okay. Well, I give it a...
dead!
There we go.
Alright, we'll see you guys tomorrow.